Okay, welcome to the weekly share of the Zera Shimshon. Today is Yud Gimel ER, and it's Tafshin Pei Gimel, and it's a Parshas Emor this week. Single Parsha for once. And tonight, it's Hashem, if you want a Segula, it's Rabbi Meir Balanes's yard site. And it's a special Indian to give tzedakah and light a candle, le'ilu nishmasayim, and say Elakad Rabbi Meir Anenu. Okay, 3 times. So that's a special segula, and it helps a lot of people. And it's also Pesach Sheni tomorrow. Mitzvah Shem. Okay, so let's get on with it. It's I'm learning from Parshas Emor, and it's Kapitel Tes 9. Ushami, the Rosh Hashanah, says in Perak Aleph Halach of Gimel, it says pasuk in Torah, mi ki mi goy gadol ke ezu uma ke uma zu. The Midrash says, who is great like this nation, the Jewish people, right? But b'noyik sheba'olam adam yesh lo din leivish chayrin. Generally speaking, if a person is coming to judgment in front of the courts, then he wears black clothes. That's the din. Because he doesn't know how it's going to come out. Awal Yisrael Eino Cain. It's talking about Rosh Hashanah, right? So it says, but the Jewish people are not like that. It says Leivshim Lavanim. They wear white clothes, right? The kittul. Umisatfim Lavanim. They cover themselves with the talis, right? Umigalchim Zekanam, and they, of course, not on Rosh Hashanah, but they shave or take a haircut before. Oichlim Meshaisim Esmechim, so they eat, they drink, and they're happy. And they know that God will do miracles for them. Okay. So kasha the ma'inyan chilu ka'umais le'inyan zeh. So what is it? Why did they distinguish that we are a separate type of a nation from all the other nations? It's sufficient to say how much God loves us. Okay. Perak Rishon the Yoma Daf Pei Vav. It says, no, it's Pei. No. That can't be the first parak. I'm sorry, it's a mistake here. Anyway, it's Pei Vav Omid Beis. Omru zecharne v'bracha, but gedola tshuva shafilu yachid she'asa tshuva meichelim lei u'chol ha'ilam. Say even if an individual did tshuva properly, so they meichel him and the entire world. What did he mean? How could that be? The whole world? I understand they can meichel him if he does tshuva, but what's with the whole world? It's an interesting answer. Who davar tema? He says, so wonder that they'll forgive the whole world for it because he did tshuva. But by the strict judgment, he should get punished. He should get strapped. Gemara says, Daf Pehei, Omid Beis B'Shvil, Shebishvil Yisurim Shal Rabbi Elazar ben Shimon v'Shal Rabbi Yecha Rabbeinu HaKadosh. So the Yisurim that happened to these people, that they'd Revach Gadol B'Olam. There was another. It let a lot of people get off the hook, as they say. Revach means a profit, but it doesn't mean a profit here. It means they made them have loosen up on their judgments. So do you see that 2 people, but they were Gedolim, and their Yisurim were not this, they didn't have to have this punishment, and so they took it upon themselves. So Yisurim Shalava. Yisurim Shiny. Maybe Yisurim, okay, I understand, they got Yisurim and they did it, Yisurim Shalava. So that was Meichel a lot of people in the world. But tshuva alone, no. Yish the Torah said, "Sheyadua she Yisrael heim goy echad ba'aretz." Everybody knows we say on Shabbos Mincha, goy echad ba'aretz. We call Yisrael heim guf echad. Why does it say we're goy echad ba'aretz? We're united. Now, all we're all part of one body. The kol echad b'Yisrael ever echad, and each person, individual Jew, is like one limb, one part of that body. Yaakov Korah, see it says a nefesh, and by Esav it says nefashos. Okay, shivim nefesh yordo mitzrayim. Right, we're all one nefesh. Since all Jewish people are considered like a single limb in the whole Jewish body, so therefore, if one person does tshuva, it affects the entire body of the Jewish people. The Perek comment at Emor, it says in Daf Yud Aleph, Amrinan, it says, Rabbi Yosef and Rabbi Shimon la'omer ragla shalzu oila. So where do we know that if somebody is making a korban and he says this regal of this animal should be a korban, right? That it becomes an oila, right? The whole animal, not just the foot, okay, not the front foot. Shenemar, it says kol asher yite mimenu Hashem, anything that he gives from the Hashem, anything. Kishuhu Aimer Yihia Kaidesh, the rabbi says Kula. So when it says the pasuk that it should be holy, it means it includes everything. Even though he said, I want to make that foot holy, that the whole animal becomes holy, and it becomes a korban oila. Be'aminin also it says that if he sanctifies one limb of an animal, this is a question. It wasn't concluded. If it's also prohibited, the animal is prohibited. Once it's holy, it's prohibited to shear it and do any work with the animal. Okay. The Rambam paskins the chumrah. You can't do it. You can't use it for shearing. Therefore, if an individual did tshuva, he sanctifies one limb of the entire body, and the accusers, the bad lawyers, can't come close to the Jewish people. Since all the entire body is prohibited to do any shearing or work with it, okay? It's a mushal that people can't be taken advantage of in this situation. If we say, and he fell many people, that the Gemara there, the Mechilta says that even one person that falls and dies in a war is considered Rav. It's a lot of people. So therefore, the same thing with the Jewish people, each and every person is considered one important limb of this whole body of the Jewish people, that the whole neshama of the Jewish people is hanging on. So according to that the holiness, what he did tshuva, is permeated through entire body. And I want to add my own little piece here. And of course, if you do a mitzvah, and even more so if you learn Torah, that it sanctifies the entire body, quote unquote, of the Jewish people. So therefore, the Yerushalmi is very good. The diuk is that what the difference between this nation and any other nations? They're all separate individuals. They do not contain in one big body, but not the Jewish people. Because we're a nation, the Jewish people, that we're all coming from one body, a spiritual body, and we're all one entity. Goy echad ba'oretz. Okay, have a wonderful Pesach Sheni. Don't forget those countries' matzahs, and to give a little tzedakah for Meir Baal HaNes, Elakadir of Meir Anenu, who should help us in all of our difficult situations, especially in Eretz Yisrael with the terrorists. Mitzvah Hashem. Everybody should have a wonderful Shabbos. Kol Tov Zaygebesh.